Let's talk about something important. I wanted to start this week's Lonestar Varsity High School football show by addressing a piece that we ran last night, and that detailed two Friendship seniors leaving the team in Kyle Barthold and Scott McIntyre. The reception that we've gotten from this story has been, frankly, on the nasty side. So I wanted to take just a quick second to explain why this is a story, because it seems to have been sort of mystifying some of our audience. First of all, when two seniors 4 weeks into their senior year leave the most prominent 6A team in the area, that's a story, first of all, for those that are interested in football. Second of all, if you've been paying attention at all to what's been occurring nationally with the football landscape, everything needs to be treated very, very sensitively, and any potential lead or story has to be reported on. That's the perspective that we took last night when we ran the story, and moving forward for every bit of football news, that's how we will be approaching the same thing. I'd like to make you all aware that I'm sort of cognizant that I will not let anyone really, or parents, sort of be the mouthpiece for a story, but as I mentioned in that brief and heading into today, I still have yet to be able to get in touch with anyone from Friendship, rather, to discuss their side of the story. If you were wondering why I don't have any quotes from Friendship in that story or in an updated version, it's simply because I haven't had the chance, or frankly, I haven't gotten a call back that I've connected on to discuss it with them. It's very possible that the players had agreements with the coach or vice versa, and that's why they left the team, and that's great. I intend on finding out, but as of right now, it hasn't been addressed. So thank you very much for allowing me just to touch on that quickly. I'm Phil Torino, and as always, this video and our other ones, they're brought to you by Happy State Bank. And we're going to just take a look at some of the really important games this week. And I think sort of the one with a bit of a historical tie is, of course, it's got to be the Spurs game between Lubbock High and Monterey. This will be the 60th edition. It's going to take place this Friday. I like Monterey in this game, although I think part of why this is newsworthy is Lubbock High has shown some very strong offense in the past couple of weeks. I thought that the way it played against Dumas and the way it played against Andrews, granted these are two losses, but it was scored over 20 points in both of those games, and I think it was stringing together some really nice things. At the end of the day, that matters because it just needs essentially one win against Lakeview to get into the area where it has automatically qualified for the playoffs. So that's sort of something I think that you should all watch for. Tomorrow I intend on covering Estacado at Shallow Water. This to me is a newsworthy game. First of all, Shallow Water is coming off an overtime loss to Midland Greenwood. It is not a team that has lost very much at all. And when you look at Estacado, the Mats have stumbled to an 0-3 start. If this team starts 0-4, I think that would be very significant too. Its defense, has played well, and we've sort of spoken about how it'll probably carry the team for quite some time. But I'd like to see how it does against Shallow Water, and also what its offense can do. With the sophomore quarterback Bo Sims getting his first starts this year, the results haven't been great. Some of that has to do with a lot of drop passes, but let's see what the Mats can do against Shallow Water, especially on the road. Another game that's sort of important is Levelland-Brownfield. For the Cubs, Jalen Nolan has started off just tremendously. He's done extremely well. And he's obviously a player everyone knows because of the amount of FBS, level recruiting attention he's got, even though, he's only a sophomore. For Levelland, once again, it's in a territory where it started last year, 0-3 last year, 0-3 to begin this year. At what point, does it sort of turn the table? Once again, you saw Nick Gerber and Tandon Jones and Jeffrey Elliott do superb things offensively last week against Andrews, but the Lobos don't come out with a win. You look ahead to this week with Brownfield, I think Levelland needs to win this game or at least play very competitively and shore up its defense, because I think it's moving into an area where no one aside from Seminole for the area teams has established itself sort of in a very strong manner, because we don't know what we're going to get with Estacado. I think the chances there for Levelland. Right now, I think Seminole is one of those teams in that 4A district that has a chance to seriously make some noise. So once again, those are the three games that we wanted to cover today. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, please keep up with us on all our social media accounts at Lonestar Varsity. And Friday evening, we have our wrap-up show, which is a live Periscope show we do. And of course, it's also recorded. You can watch it again on Saturday morning. I'm Phil Torino. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch.